Welcome to Lore Hero episode 20. We're up to 20 now. This is 2-0, the big double digits, the 2-0. How are you guys doing today?
Yes, it's good. There's a lot to talk about. My God.
Much
Good
like
week.
last
Busy
week.
fucking
Great week,
man.
fantastic week.
Busy fucking
Excellent
February.
week.
I saw a comment that stuck out, and they're like, "You guys started this podcast at a perfect time. There's so much going on, and like
Yes,
I feel like
I've thought the same thing.
I feel like we very much lucked out with whatever what's been going on. The amount of history that's been unearthed, the amount of things that are just happening, both negative and positive, and just straight up crazy.
True.
Like we started this before Fortnite Festival, before like a splash was even
Had
made.
no idea this was going to happen.
No clue.
We had no idea.
We had
timing
reason
is
to
just
believe,
crazy.
but we didn't have confirmation.
Yeah, no.
Tinfoil.
Yeah, tinfoil.
was
The whole idea
There's-
of this podcast was that these genres are just like, a relic of the past, long gone, never any more official stuff. We'll just talk about the good old days and all that sort of deal. And all of a sudden, I mean, we're back in the cultural zeitgeist, baby. We're in Fortnite.
Oh yeah, Fortnite.
Completely
That's good,
unexpected. But yeah, I mean, we did really get very lucky with how this all came together. I think it might have been like mid-October that we kind of started all this. We had a couple weeks, couple months to get our feet wet, get comfortable, get used to doing this whole podcast format, and then the big shit started happening. And now we actually have an outlet to talk about all these big things every week with all you lovely fellows.
Yeah,
watching and
it's
listening.
nice to have
Zoom.
it's nice to have current events to talk about, not just the past. It's nice to go back and forth. you
Yes.
And like, even if you aren't even a fan of like festival and stuff, you can't deny, dude, the Guitar Hero 3 prototype or beta build that just
know? Oh yeah.
that surfaced last week. No, it was
That's
this
not
week.
real.
This
What are you
week-
talking
it was
about?
This
That's
week for
not
us,
a
last week for
beta.
you guys.
Last week for you guys.
Can't believe somebody said that.
That one
shit.
guy. That
Yeah,
one guy.
Governor of Yap.
Yep.
But anyway, bro, speaking
Yap City,
Japanese.
population him.
Japanese. The only guy fluent in it. And we're getting like several different developer like confirmations about the build, just talking about it, and that through the
Are you
fire
sure,
and
man?
flames chart.
I think you guys are all getting fooled. There's that
Yeah,
one
we're
guy
getting
in
trolled.
my
We're getting
comments
trolled by Chris
yapping.
Vance.
Yeah,
They're
Chris Vance is
lying.
actually no, we didn't do that.
trolling
Yeah,
Some
somebody.
guy just made a mod for the game and tried
No,
to
it
pass
wasn't
it off
a
as
mod.
beta.
They made a ROM hack. It's a ROM hack.
Yeah, it's
There's
a
no
ROM hack,
proof,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
No, but let's talk about how it fucking surfaced though. I saw it on Twitter from famous Halo hacker Lord Zed. Shout out
Lord
to Lord
Zed.
Zed.
Well, who also
is
quite
also
likes
famous in
Guitar
our
Hero and Rock
community.
Band.
Who all
actually.
quite likes
Yeah.
Guitar Hero. You know what? Fun fact: he modded an SG into Halo 2.
Really?
The model of the SG from Guitar Hero 1 into Halo 2,
That's
and I was
sick.
like, "That's really fucking cool." Like he
What is
replaced.
it? Is it like the energy sword or something like that? You just bash
No,
it with an SG?
okay, so it replaced. I think it replaced the model of either the flag or like the brute shot or something, and then fucking Master Chief is walking around like this with the guitar. It's real
Nice.
And it looks so cursed, but he's like holding
It's
it
like
like
it was
this.
meant to be.
I think there's like he took like a mid animation of like a melee with the brute shot because it makes.
Oh, so
it
it's
makes
coming
the
up
guy go
across
like that.
his body.
And so he
Yeah.
froze the animation, made it its own animation so that he can hold the guitar like that. But I could be wrong. Like, it was just something really silly. I'll pull up that video so you can just get like
yeah, if you can find it, I'd love to see it because I haven't heard about this.
But
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zed
I
is-
haven't seen
is
it
also,
either.
He's also well known in our little Guitar Hero modding community because he's the one who kind of publicly unlocked all the debug builds for, or rather the debug menus for all the Neversoft era Guitar Heroes. Because if you guys didn't know, all the Neversoft era Guitar Hero games just shipped with the debug stuff already there. No symbols or all that, so it's not super useful for modding. But if you know what you're doing and you can mess around in the files, you can enable that debug menu again, so you can like toggle on the bot, you can change the songs and stuff, you can change.
There's
the
a lot
do all
of
sorts
lot of
cool things.
options in those debug.
I gotta go
menus.
back to the Halo 2 thing. It was
Yeah.
it was a model for the flag. I was right
Halo,
about the
Halo
flag.
fucking 2.
Oh, for the
Halo
flag. Now
2.
that would make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause it says hold X to pick up the flag, and it's just a fucking
Oh my
SG.
God.
It's just the SG from Guitar Hero 1. Like, it's that model.
That's fucking hilarious.
Dude, it's got
That's so
3,000
funny.
views 12 years ago. I remember watching this when I was a kid.
Yeah, this is the model from Guitar Hero 1 because there's that one cheat code where you could use the Guitar Hero SG, and this is it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Circa 2007-ish, it says in the description.
Yeah.
Makes
Oh, you know
sense.
what? This is a re-upload. It's a re-upload.
Oh, is it?
Because I don't know if he has his original channel anymore.
Most
does happen.
Most people, for when they're kids, myself included, do not have their original channel.
Or
Mine's gone.
I'm still using mine.
Yeah, mine's gone.
Or it got taken
wow.
down because he was using like copyrighted music in the original video and had to re-upload it or something. I don't know.
That seems
The
like
the
old
old
it's-
days.
Yeah, the old days. But yeah, no, that's Lord Zed, and you
him
know,
just running around like this is so funny with the guitar in his hands.
yeah, he would. So I was on Twitter. And he was like, hey, a new build, a Guitar Hero 3 beta build resurfaced, all new. And I'm like, why is nobody speaking about this? It was literally posted like an hour.
Yeah,
I saw the post. It said 1 hour ago. I'm like, nobody's speaking about this?
It blindsided me too.
I
Moose
saw
was
the
one that
Through
brought
the
it to my
Fire and
attention.
Flames intro, and I'm like, and then I saw the strike line, and I was like, no fucking shot.
It's that build.
It's
that one,
an
yeah.
old build of the game.
Old.
I mean, I thought old, but then I forgot how crunchy game development was in 2000, like the late 2000s and the mid 2000s, and how much like time and goes into development in that short amount of time. Because literally a month after this build, the game went gold.
It's final.
Yeah.
Within a month, they
was ready to
patched
go.
everything up and they fixed it and they got everything ready to go for relaunch. That's the one that we all played and love.
And you know
and
that
this is like they
that
did a
strike
lot
line?
within that month.
That strike line stayed there for 2 more weeks, and then we got the final game strike line. Because that build predates the Through the Fire and Flames Score Hero teaser by 2
Yes.
weeks. And I got confirmation from ELX, from Rhythm Authors, talking about that Neversoft trip for Guitar Hero 3. He was like, yeah, this build predates it by like 2 weeks. That was like right before we got to play it in 2007. I'm like, that's actually so insane.
That's so cool. It's
Guitar
so cool that
Hero
we can
3.
piece together things like this to get a good timeline going.
Yeah.
The development time on this has to have been so absurdly fast, like turnaround wise.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Dude,
From
okay.
Harmonix letting the game's rights go over to Activision when they sold it over, right? To Activision turning around to pump out GH3. Like, I'm just thinking about it now. I don't think I ever realized how swift that turnaround time must have been.
Yeah,
My God.
When I talked to Chris Vance for the first time on the Guitar Hero podcast over the World Tour Definitive Edition guys, he was like, "Yeah, I got hired on like while the game was still being made, and we cranked out like 60 songs in 3 months."
Yeah,
And I was like, "That's crazy to me."
Guitar Hero 2 was released in November 2006, and Guitar Hero 3 was released at the end of October 2007. So
Yeah,
that's
less than a year.
That's a very fast turnaround time to get to assemble not assemble a new team, but to get Neversoft on the project. You know,
To get an entire different team making the old style of game, relearning everything because they were making just Tony Hawk games. They have to learn how to make this new game, learn about the history, and so that they can make
different
new,
teams.
like a rightful
Completely
successor
different.
that doesn't feel like a completely different type of game.
And you know, with like, you know how Guitar Hero 3's got that jank to it, right? Like with the
Yeah,
charting and
makes
just like
sense.
the quality of it, it makes a lot of sense because they just
the first game.
hired they hired on dudes that did custom charts. You know the requirements to be an author at Harmonix were? You had to have a
degree.
you needed a
Yeah.
degree.
you needed
in
a degree.
music.
Yeah.
You needed to have a music degree to even like
And you
think
still-
about that type of stuff.
yeah,
and you
like-
still and like this was like right before they had to have like a lot of, you know, they had to have that shit regulated and all of that. But it just goes to show the difference of standard between Neversoft and Harmonix at the time. Right? I don't know.
Always changed
Obviously,
with
it always
Activision,
changed.
though.
It always changed with Activision. But with how crunchy they are, right?
I mean, I look at Beanox and Smash Hits, right? Like, they
Beanox
were
is so
always
bad.
constantly very
They just got thrown
very
into the
quality.
grinder.
They got
yeah,
thrown
they're
in, man. They're
Always
like,
just thrown
hey,
into, like the
you
shit out of the
guys,
stick.
hey, you guys have rhythm? You guys have rhythm? Go lay down some notes to these tracks.
Dude,
and
I
make
was
it
playing.
good.
I was playing the
you
solo.
tried. Good job.
I was
They
playing the
tried.
solo of Flame Smash Hits the other day, and I was like, "Wow, this is like way worse than I remember." Like, it's bad.
It has highs, but it also has a lot of lows.
A lot of lows.
Well, it's like the notes are just they're not snapped to grid. The majority
No,
of them are just like
nothing's
off
Don't
grid.
quantized.
hey, don't talk
Yeah.
about that. Don't talk about the fucking Franz Ferdinand "Take Me Out" chart.
Oh
That
my
shit
god,
is,
yeah.
that shit is garbage. That is
one of the
garbage.
hardest squeezes in the entire game, by the way. I spent hours playing that fucking song.
That terrible ass
God.
chart. I'm so sorry. Yeah,
I have
they
bad
may as well.
memories.
They may as well have taken a Guitar Hero guitar, listened to the song, and just played along to it and called it a day. And to be fair,
Maybe they did.
They were probably contracted to get that shit done in weeks. And they're like, hey, we have to ship this game out. And so, like you said, they probably got thrown into the mix and were very rushed. And now they have accepted the worst fate of all time is being criticized for Call of Duty patches. So,
Yeah.
They gotta
Phoenix
deal
has never
with
been
that
like
now.
a premier studio. They're always just the grunt work.
They
Yeah,
made
no,
their bed.
just-
Now they have to sleep in it.
Yeah.
Which really sucks, because, I
Yeah.
mean, there's probably some very passionate people on that team. Maybe
yeah,
they're excited.
absolutely.
Maybe there's some people excited to work on Smash Hits. Maybe there's some people that are going, am I serious? I did not, like, work my whole career going to this. I'm making stupid plastic guitar game.
Smash Hits might very well be like the most crunched game in the series for all we know.
I mean,
based on the
between
quality
that
of it.
and Guitar
Don't
Hero
know.
3 DLC, what got crunched harder?
Dude, oh
You
my
know what
god.
I mean?
Guitar Hero 3 DLC is like a whole different topic entirely because that was not handled by the guys who worked on Guitar Hero 3. That was all
They
outsourced.
were all pushed to Metallica and Aerosmith. And they were pushed to Aerosmith and Metallica, like right after Guitar Hero 3. The DLC Guitar Hero, shit was done by completely different people.
And you
And
said,
it shows.
well, Alec,
There's
you
like,
said in
isn't there like
particular.
LinkedIn? There's like LinkedIn stuff, right? There's like LinkedIn.
I think so. Yeah.
We have
I
to
would
go
have
back
nothing
and
on
find that.
deck for that.
Yeah,
We'll
we
find
have
it,
to go.
but-
See,
It's
you
okay.
mentioned
Beanox, I know.
before- You mentioned about
You go.
how you knew something was wrong. I think when you played the Halo theme. Right?
Yeah, dude, the
Yeah,
Halo
that
thing
shit's
was bad.
ass.
Yeah.
Like
It's-
people always bring up the Velvet Revolver pack and how bad
not good.
she builds quick machines was, but I'm like, I didn't pay. I didn't pay for most of the DLC because I was a kid. I didn't have money back then. But the one thing was for sure, I could get the Halo theme for free on Xbox, and that chart was dog shit. That chart was bad. Basically someone may as well have picked up a guitar, played along to
Just
the
played
song,
along.
and they called it a day.
They did.
Yeah,
say
and
it
that
was
person
a- it
did
was-
not have particularly good rhythm either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One chart immediately comes to mind in DLC from the old Guitar Hero days that just sticks out, and it was a Fall of Troy DLC chart.
Oh yeah. Oh
And,
my
like,
god.
That's
This is the
burned
World
into
World
my
Tour
head.
era. This is the World Tour era.
Oh,
No, this was
God.
GH5,
Sorry, five
right?
actually. GH5.
Was it 5?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
GH5.
GH5
it
had the
was
Fall of Troy
fucking Panic Attack, man. The forcing is
Oh,
dog shit.
God.
Like the,
Oh,
the,
yeah,
char-
you-
the charting isn't terrible. The forcing is really bad. Like they were trying to mimic.
It's rough.
They were trying to mimic the way the Fall Troy is my favorite band, so I know this. Like they were trying to mimic the way it's played on Rogue Guitar. Don't do that in Guitar Hero. Just don't do that.
Wait, it's not
It's
the
a-
same?
It's a game.
Well, you just play real guitar.
I'd pick
Hey,
it up. I'd pick it up, but it's so far away.
I had a bit of an interaction this week with the Fall of Troy's label.
Oh yes,
Equal Vision Records.
dude. I commented on that shit. I got so many likes and they didn't acknowledge me. I was like, I charted the Fall of
damn,
Troy's
bro.
entire discography. What do I win? I got nothing.
Yeah, man, that sucks. So I'll put the tweet up on the screen. Basically, Equal Vision Records tweeted out a screenshot of my FCP remix video on Guitar Hero 3 with the caption, "We'll repress Phantom on the Horizon by the Fall of Troy the day one of you can play FCP remix on Guitar Hero 3 like this." So
And it was your video.
It's
Yeah, it was
my
his
video,
video.
and to their credit, they put a link to my video in their
did.
reply. So thank you. But then I to that reply, I said, "Ayo, that's literally me. Repress that shit."
See,
And then
spoiler
a couple days
spoiler
went by,
alert.
and then they liked it.
I've got bad news for you. They're repressing it anyway. They're liars.
Oh yeah, of course.
No.
That's,
Yeah, it's
that's
just-
how they do this shit.
They're
marketing.
they're
Yeah.
repressing Phantom on the Horizon and the self-titled album, and I have the original self-titled pressing, and it's signed by the band, but I don't have Phantom
That's sick.
because that pressing is very 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 rare. So I'm glad they're repressing it. But it's a great
This
concept
chart is
album.
very weird. I thought it was fun though when I played it. It was
It's probably
just
fun
really
if you're not
weird.
trying to FC it, but
I think I ended up strumming everything though.
yeah.
Like, that's what happened.
Mm.
But it's a
And
silly
the
chart.
GH5
Silly
to
chart.
boot. GH5 baby.
GH5 baby.
What a game.
I don't remember if I played it on Warriors of Rock or not though. That's the thing.
long story short, I think Guitar Hero's DLC was all over the place, peaks and valleys. In
It
terms
always
of quality.
it always was. It was super inconsistent. Whereas I mean, to Harmonix's credit, they kept it consistent up until like Rock Band 3. I would say Rock Band 3, or no, you know what? When I started to notice that the quality of DLC was declining personally, was when the Flight 666 Iron Maiden DLC came out for Rock Band 2. That's when I started to notice, like, this isn't fun.
Hey, weren't they all live? Was that a live album?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's kind of what I attributed it to. Just that,
Well,
that
yeah,
it's a
live.
live album, so it's
I mean, don't get me wrong.
jankier
Live is
than
more
a studio
scuffed, but
recording.
then they released a chart of the actual Run to the Hills, and the solo is so fucking awful. Like, it's just.
I mean, hey,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they remade that, and they remade the Number of the Beast.
They did.
Let's just
I'm
even say
trying
though,
to find
comparing,
a picture. Sorry, I'm trying to find a picture of there was a, I don't know if it was E3 or not, but there was a wall of all the songs that were.
I
on
know what
Rock
you're talking
Band.
about.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
I'm on Elliot's Twitter right now trying to find the picture.
Yeah, he posted that
That's
recently.
the best. That's the best.
Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. Recent
That's the best
studies show
resource.
that 1350 is more than 349. 1350 in the Rock Band music store, 349 in the Guitar Hero music store. And so they very, very much prided themselves on, having not only quality charts, but quantity.
And they earned that right at the time. They absolutely did. I 100% agree.
Exactly what I was going to bring up, because I was going to relate it to how Harmonix is releasing so much now in Fortnite Festival.
Yeah, they're
because,
pumping it out.
Oh man,
Correct.
how
Man,
about
I'm
the
so
fact that
excited
we
for this
already
season,
have
man.
over 80 jam tracks? Yo,
Yeah.
what? We're 3 months
Yeah.
deep, dude. We're over 80.
Yeah,
That's
they've
great.
already over doubled the launch.
Yeah.
The launch. How many?
And
How many songs were in launch? Like 31. So almost
Yeah,
triple.
that was super impressive that they still launched with that many songs. And in an environment environment where custom games and fan games and custom songs are very much filling people's libraries of thousands. I mean, still they're getting a very big amount of support. Like, there's a lot. How many people did you see? Were you keeping track of like the player base on Thursday, Jason? Because I was only on at 6 a.m. because that was the night I couldn't sleep, and I was like, oh, I saw the servers go live. I'm just gonna say fucking stream, and I saw 80,000 people online at 6 a.m. my time.
Wow, I was still seeing close to 60K at the end when I was done. It was high all day.
Yeah.
It dropped into the 50s, but that's a lot. Even today, when I first got up and was looking around, I wanted to see how many people were playing. It was still over 40,000 people on Festival. That's great.
But it's a dead game mode, right, guys? It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead game
Yeah,
mode because it has
when
like
numbers
less than
aren't-
10% of the zero build players in the regular battle royale.
Yeah,
There's still a million people
when
playing
it's
that.
less than 100,000 players, apparently it's dead.
It's dead.
Dead game.
So
Here's-
fucking dead.
Something I need to share real quick, because if anybody thinks that this is like the peak for the game, bro, they ain't paying attention. When instrument mode drops, you guys do not understand how many people are going to become interested. Because
People that
share
we're
a
Yeah,
into
go
with our
ahead.
community for sure.
Yeah.
quick anecdote. I have a community member who told me that they were telling their mother about Festival, and their mother was a giant Guitar Hero player. And she said, wait, they're adding guitar support? They're bringing out a new guitar? All right, I'll start playing the game with you as soon as that comes out.
So
Dude,
Fuck yeah,
That's-
dude.
that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
that's
So cool.
incredible.
for every person who wants to come forward and tell a little story like that, there's probably going to be like 10, 50, 100 more people that are going to be like, hey, my cousin's going to get back into video gaming,
Mhm.
And okay,
It's
I was
gonna
talking
happen.
about this yesterday because people were asking me about the Riftmaster. The Riftmaster
The one you have.
the one that I have, the one that's going to
Riz.
come out, the one that's going to come out very
Eventually,
soon, this
TM.
year, eventually
Soon.
TM.
In the spring.
In the spring, when supposedly
Maybe.
maybe when the build drops, the Riftmaster is going to be for the people who picked up and loved Guitar Hero in 06, 07 and dropped Video Game Forever right after that, or peaked with Guitar Hero and then got on with the rest of their real life, and now they're married, they have kids,
Not
they
us.
moved out. Yeah, obviously not us. But I'm
We
just
have other
saying,
choices. We
I'm
have
just saying,
plenty
like
of things.
there are people out there that played 3 and then played Rock Band 1 and then fucking called it right after that. They're like,
Yep.
you know, they're just like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I'm probably never going to play again, but I had the time of my life. But when Festival Instrument Mode comes out, people who don't give a shit about online communities, online content creation, any sort of community around the niche like this, they're going to see this in the store. They're going to see you can get Fortnite on Xbox for free or PlayStation for free. And they're going to be like, damn, this is, man, I miss this. They're going to be like, man, I miss this.
You missed that, all right?
Yeah.
You missed this.
You missed this. You really did.
We didn't
And
hear
like,
it,
that's
but
what
the
the
viewers
Rift,
did.
that's what the Rift Master is for.
We-
It's for the people
we literally
who picked
missed
it
it.
up back then and then dropped it and never gave a shit again. Like,
Or
I think
people who played this shit back in college or high school or whatever, now they have kids. Like you said, they didn't play it, you know, after Rock Band 1 or 2 or whatever. They haven't touched it since. And now their kids are playing Fortnite. They're 10, 12, 13 years old. And now they see this thing. It's like, hey, that reminds me of what I used to do back when I was your age or back when I was in high school.
shit,
And
they're
wait,
selling new guitars.
you can play it with a plastic guitar now? Oh, I got to relive my glory days. I got to go buy one of those.
How many kids are going to get their parents? I mean, we already have someone in my community with it, right? How many other kids are going to get their parents into Fortnite because their parents played Guitar Hero? Like,
Yeah,
that's,
and they're
that's
I
an
would
insane
say
sentence,
a
but-
fair bit. I'm gonna say a fair bit of people are gonna have that exact story happen.
And
A
here's
fair
the
bit.
plus, all right? The cherry on top. They're increasing the number of songs that are free. I speculated they would do this.
Yeah, the
right?
daily rotation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to
Yo,
8 now.
I hope it's not a case
Oh,
of
JP, it's up to 13.
Oh, it's 13?
you know
Yeah.
the Streets Ignite is gonna be free until the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles event is over. So that's gonna be one down, but still, it was 7
Let's
free.
go!
It was 7 free songs for the entirety of season 1. Now we're in season
They're
2,
already up.
and we're above 10. We're above 10, even if you take out the Streets Ignite track, which, in my opinion, it's not that bad. I don't know. Y'all are hating.
Yeah, that is your opinion.
I don't think
Bro
it's
calls
that
him
bad.
Ralph. It's
Oh.
Ralph, bro.
How did we get so handsome?
I couldn't tell you.
It's dog shit, bro, and I will defend that to the day I die.
Hey,
Well,
that
one-
or you
so-
too, bro. That or you too.
One
You
thing
too.
I want to point out regarding
All
like, people
all the
getting
U2
back-
songs in one set list. Sorry, JP. I'm just
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, one thing I, want to
I would
point out in
play
regards
any
to
one
like
of the U2 songs over the Streets Ignite song. I'll say that right here, right now.
I'd agree with that. So, in regards to instrument mode, I think what a lot of people fail to understand is that you see a lot of people commenting like what did somebody say in one of your Alex video, like Clone Hero mogs this any day or something, like.
Oh
Something
no,
along
that
those
that
lines?
wasn't. No. That was. That was.
Oh, that was on
the
GH3.
That was a GH3
Yeah,
beta video.
but regardless, like the sentiment is shared with Festival by a lot of people. But what people forget is that
A lot of people who haven't played it.
yeah, a lot of people haven't
Yeah.
played it. So what people forget is that Fortnite Festival is currently consisting of some rock, a lot of pop, barely any metal. Those genres will all go up. However, everybody's like play Clone Hero, play Clone Hero, play Clone Hero. You have access to the official games, right? Like those are out there, but. And I'm even saying this as a charter. Like the majority of custom songs out there they're just not accessible. Like they're all on Expert, So somebody's favorite band, is gonna be on Expert, and they're like, "This fucking sucks." Like, and then they get mad. Like Fortnite Festival is going to be a great way for people who want to play an instrument to have a easy barrier of entry, which a lot of people forget. We didn't all start on Expert. Like we didn't all start being.
Hey, bro,
fantastic
just say the
players.
A word, bro. Just say the A word. Accessibility.
Accessibility.
Just keep on saying that.
We brought that
Because-
up a lot, But
Because
it's true.
also in the future, and I can't imagine a future without this. I'm gonna go over to a buddy's house who's only got a controller. Hey, I'm gonna bring over my guitar. Let's go play. Or let's
you'll be able to play together.
It'll be like, festival is cool, but I don't like
Yeah.
playing on controller. I'm gonna play on my guitar.
Well, dude, you
Or
already
vice
know they're
versa.
gonna they have to blend the modes. Like they have to blend.
No.
the input
They are
modes.
absolutely
They're
gonna
going
do that,
to.
man. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be the season where they're gonna drop something. They're gonna drop some sort of like core game mechanic or some sort of like game changing mode. We might get a sneak preview of like PvP or some other really crazy
Competitive will be huge.
I hope we get
need
like
PvP.
some glimpse of PvP. What was it that we were talking about? How the festival pass for season 1 was called Opening Night, and now
Yes,
the
and this
festival
one's
pass
Unlock Your
is called
Talent.
Unlock Your Talent. That implies that there's a challenge, and there's some sort of new thing that we're waiting to see that we can unlock. Quite,
I
you
think
know.
I
I will
saw
say-
somebody explain that unlock your talent thing real quick, Jason. I think
Yeah.
it might have even been like somebody at Rhythm Authors that said this. I'd have to find the tweet, but they said like the whole thing behind unlock your talent is because of the challenges, the way that they progress. It's like first it's like earn 5 stars on any songs on easy difficulty, and then the next one is medium difficulty, hard, and then expert. So you're unlocking your talent. You're growing
expert
through,
or
through
higher.
through the expert or higher.
Which is
Higher.
data
What does
mine.
that mean?
That was data mine.
Or it's just accidentally left there because it says easier higher, medium higher, harder or higher.
Yeah, it
and then
could be
just
a
digs rid of
typo.
it for expert
It
or
could be
higher,
a typo.
maybe.
Good.
God, I hope not.
But
And there's also a
I
challenge
hope it's
for
not a
getting.
typo, dude.
I hope not either. But there's also a challenge for getting over 75% perfects in a song, and people are really upset about that because it's hard for them. They can't get 75% perfects. That actually is a
Get
challenge.
better at the game.
Dude,
Yeah.
you know,
Hey,
okay,
could've
you
better
know
said
what?
the thing with
Idiot.
that, though.
You know
Yo,
what?
hey.
There was a chart that I played day 1 on season 2. I had 3 goods. I had 3 goods on sight read, and I was like,
Oh.
what the fuck? I don't remember what song it was. I think it may have been like, I think it was like, I think it was one of the Gaga tracks, I think. Maybe it was like Rain on Me on guitar. Oh, it was Rain on Me on lead. Rain on Me on
I haven't
lead.
played that one yet.
It didn't have a lot of notes, but I was like, damn, I feel like I hit every single fucking perfect there. But then I saw it, I was like 3 goods. I'm like, holy shit. Okay, I'll take
I
it.
feel like they made the game smoother with the update.
It's
and
way
I
better
will
on
say-
PC. I'm just saying. In my experience, the game runs much better on PC.
Apparently, still not past 60 FPS, but 60 FPS is really good now.
I was playing
I
at
had
locked
to
120.
change my calibration.
Okay.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Anybody else?
you were
No.
saying that.
I had the
No.
feeling that I should because it felt like the game was responding slightly differently than how I had it calibrated
Welcome back to
before.
Rock
I was-
Band
Same.
3 title updates. In today's episode,
Rock
change
Band
your
4 title
calibration.
updates.
Rock
Yeah,
Band
right.
3 had
Yeah,
it
Did
too,
some
baby.
testing, and
Rock
I
Band 4
got
is
more
better, man.
perfects after changing my input lag again. Like, it legitimately felt like it changed how the game was responding with the update. So I've had people comment, hey, is it harder to hit perfects now? Which is interesting because most people, I feel like, have been saying the opposite. My theory here is that they did make something smoother. So based on where people were calibrated before, it would
Gotta
change how
recalibrate.
they're impacted. So, hey, if you were calibrated just on the outside of the window before and they made it smoother, well, maybe their calibration's a little off and they're not hitting notes as well now. That would make
You,
sense.
you remember how in Season 1 we're playing above 60 FPS would make the game stutter?
Yes.
Like, no matter what patch it was. I didn't see any
Yeah.
of that in Season 2. I play on a 165 hertz monitor, and I was at 165. And I was actually, you know what? I was probably getting pushed down to like 144, around like 120. It was like fluctuating between then. It wasn't even stable, but the game was stable. The game, the notes were not choppy whatsoever.
Okay, good, because
So,
that was a big complaint of mine
there-
playing in
there
Season 1.
could-
The notes were choppy as fuck at higher frame rates.
There could be more client-sided things going on than server-sided, which is like, honestly, well, we could also move into the whole party pack thing that's going on too.
Yeah.
But I think they're probably leaning more towards like, hey, how about we validate the player on client side and then, you know, and on our side rather than what I was thinking that during Season 1 they're doing all that shit in real time. I think they're all verifying
Oh.
that in real time, or they could just be improving their systems, you know, with Season 2.
Yeah, it could
Improving
go either
resources.
way.
They're a
So-
multi-billion trillion-dollar company. Fucking
Yeah, they
Epic
can do
Games.
what
They
they
can
want.
do
They've
whatever
got
they
the
want.
they've got the
resources for it.
funds,
Um,
you know.
Yeah.
And so that,
Alec,
yeah,
real
yes.
quick, you're playing above 60 FPS.
Yes.
Did you ever notice any of those weird server desync issues where you'd hit a note, but like visually it missed? However, like the
Not a single
so
time.
is it safe to go back? I haven't.
I
I'm still at
did a
60.
whole
I would
stream.
say so.
I did a whole stream
Cool.
on PC. I still would not rule console out entirely. I think it's a good
I
option.
would.
Really? You want to rule
never
out
mind.
console entirely?
I thought you were going to say rule out console entirely for being like that glitch happening because I've been playing on PS5 120 FPS.
Yeah.
I didn't have that glitch once. I
Nice.
never.
Yeah,
had,
no, I didn't.
never
I
had
didn't
any
have.
ghost hit
I
or
didn't have
miss or
any
whatever.
ghost misses whatsoever. I think they
Yeah, good.
figured out like the problem with that,
It
and that's
seems
what I'm
fixed.
saying. I feel like they strengthened their. They're strengthening their systems, or they're doing more stuff client side, and then they're verifying it on the server side so that there's less problems in general. I mean, like that in of itself could be like a system update, systems update whatsoever, like any type of system update whatsoever. But like I said, I was going back, like I wouldn't rule console out as like an option to play the game on, because I feel like it's gonna, with major updates to games that change all the time, right? Like Fortnite. Fortnite's thing is that they change every 2 weeks. Yeah. Twice a month, the game could go from one meta to another. And now they have Lego, they have Rocket, they have Festival. All of this stuff is going to be changing all the time. And so things might get destabilized and work better on another console. Like that's the thing with like these live service games. It changes all the time. So it's like, it's also a good thing that we have console to fall back on if PC is not good. Initial thoughts though for season 2 is that it runs very, very well on PC. I like it a lot. I don't think there's any issues with it. But hey, that could also change like the next like update or so. But I'm very impressed.
I felt the same way, like because I've been playing on PC mainly, like all the way up until now. But I did get a PS5 recently. I wanted to switch over to PS5 for my main festival gameplay, and that's what I did. So the first night of Season 2, I played on my PC. Felt pretty okay, felt good, felt better than it was before. But then for the next day, I switched over to PS5. Feels really nice. Feels really nice playing on PS5, 120 FPS. The reason I did that, because for me, for what I do with all my chart preview videos, where I play each song on all 4 instruments and I cut them all together into one video. When I record those gameplays on my PC, for whatever reason, there's some very slight variation in like the song length. Like it might be frames jumping around or whatever. So every once in a while, there's a video where I'll have to like snip it here, and like that's adjust the track velocity. So like for this section of the song, I can play it at 100% speed in the Vegas preview. But for this section, I have to play it at 99.4% speed to get it to line up perfectly to sync.
I would go insane.
This one, 97%. Yeah, and I was going insane. It fucking sucked. But since recording on PS5, it's perfect. I don't even have to worry about that shit. Every gameplay is exactly the same length. It's fine. There's no variation at all, which is it's how it should be. I'm guessing it's just like part of it being a PC game, and those are just kind of generally weird. Plus, I'm recording and playing on the same PC, so there's more system resources being used. That's another big benefit of playing on console and recording or streaming. Your PC is only doing the recording and streaming. All the gameplay is over on the consoles. You don't have to worry about that taking any more resources from your stream or whatever. So.
Yeah, and you wonder why like all these
probably my preferred way to play.
Yeah, all these streamers they do streaming PCs, man. Like that's
they have like an encoding PC, and then they have like your actual PC. Like Kip Oga does that. He has an encoding PC to encode the stream, and then he has a PC where he just does everything.
Any FPS streamer, man. Shroud,
yeah, they've got an encoding PC.
Summit,
you got
Ninja probably got like 4 PCs, bro.
Yeah,
he has like 17 different platforms.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I wouldn't want that shit on one. I wouldn't want that shit on 2 PCs.
Hell no.
You're streaming to every single platform? No way.
Alec, did you go through with your idea of encoding the encoding GPU, getting the Intel thing?
No.
You didn't do that?
No, I have
it's still in the plans though.
I have to do a BIOS update because my PC is old. So I have to do that. I have to do that junk, which I'm probably I'll probably get to it today. And if I can get that shit running, then like it'll probably take a big load off my back, honestly. But I've been streaming more console in general, so like I don't see like a resource drop or whatever. But I will say that when I did stream Festival Season 2, that was all on PC. I didn't get a single like encoding drop or whatever. It just felt good. I was doing that. I was just doing that off one PC, and I was streaming both to Twitch and YouTube. I'm not streaming to TikTok at the moment, because I don't want to run both TikTok Studio and OBS Studio. I feel like
I don't blame you.
TikTok set on fire.
Live Studio is not well optimized, and it takes a lot more resources than OBS. Like you need an encoding PC for that if you want to succeed, or play on console.
My PC burns.
Yeah, mine does too.
I've been doing it. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, I have like between running OBS, TikTok Live Studio, and Fortnite, I think I have like 90% CPU usage.
Like you have your you had your PS4, but like it doesn't work. Right?
Yeah.
No, I got fun little side note. If you have an Arduino, you can get it to work on your PS4.
Yes.
I've done it. works, but it's not great. I would not recommend it.
I think you got to try like Guitar Configurator or something, because like that worked just fine for me on console. But then like I tried using, this is old version of Sand Troller, so it might be different now. I don't know. You could try it again because Sand Troller gets updated like every minute. Nowadays.
It really does.
I download one version of Sand Troller, and then I open it up later in the day, and it's like, hey, you're 20 versions behind, bro. And I'm like,
yeah, that's
shit.
why I'm not shipping out with it yet. I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, hey,
Yeah,
you
right,
could
smart.
try it again if you feel like you really want to give that one a shot again, Jason, but it also is
I'm gonna
based-
wait till I get a PS5.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say,
don't
like,
know,
get
I
a
don't blame
PS5.
you,
You're
man.
on a
It
base
works nicely on
PS4.
PS5.
yeah.
Yeah, it just works nicely on
Yeah.
PS5. I can plug the same guitar in, this guitar, to my PC, to my PS5, to my Xbox Series X. It just works.
Yeah.
It just works
Nice.
as a keyboard. So I just got to set my key bindings in Fortnite, and I can play
Oh,
with a guitar on any console or any PC. It's so nice.
that's
So nice.
delicious, amazing.
One
Hey,
guitar to rule them all.
Real quick side note. Speaking of things that would be really nice, like really good to have, delicious. How about some more music in festival? There was that survey. Did you guys see the
Yes.
survey that came out?
Vocaloid.
all the different-
Briefly, what? Yeah, can you
We're going to get
yeah,
Hatsune
can I see
Miku.
it?
Here is all
Yes!
of these genres.
Yes,
Whoa,
dude.
I have not seen this yet.
These are the genres that were asked.
Ooh.
What do you listen to? How would you like to see these in festival? So we've got things like gospel, folk, bluegrass. How about some jazz or K-pop, or maybe Vocaloid?
Miku.
Uh-oh.
Miku.
Uh-oh.
You know what?
Interesting choices
The
in
one
here.
that I like here is both oldies and video game soundtracks.
Yeah.
Anime
Video
soundtracks.
game
is
soundtracks
cool.
is such a missed opportunity. Seriously, like there's some great chiptune
Children's.
stuff out there.
We're gonna get some fucking Kids Bop Fortnite Festival game.
Children's music, Johnny,
Baby
you know, like
Shark. Do.
Don't
Baby,
I don't wanna
Baby
listen to
Shark
that song ever
Fortnite.
again.
Oh fuck!
Baby
TikTok's
Shark
gonna go
Fortnite.
crazy for that.
Bro, we
Baby
could
Shark
get
Baby
Fortnite
Shark
performed
Fortnite?
by Peter Griffin.
we could get the Wiggles
Dude, if
theme
Baby
song.
Shark Fortnite, dude, 10 billion views on TikTok.
Get
day
the
one.
get the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme song.
Or
from Fortnite.
what's that one? Happy, happy, happy. That
Yeah,
one.
That'll be 15 billion views.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm down.
man.
I can pay for my child's
yeah.
college with that type
Yes.
of views.
Yeah, I can buy a house.
I could
The
buy
other thing that I
several.
thought was pretty
Adult
interesting.
contemporary and light rock.
Yeah, they asked which genres of jam tracks do you regularly play?
Ooh,
And to be
okay.
honest, in this question, I don't think there's many songs to choose from in some of these genres in the game.
Yeah, it's a
To
bit
me,
early.
Oh, yeah,
almost
I'm
says-
looking at
It's a
this
bit
too.
early to ask in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
almost
top
like
40s
hey,
is
what
the
do you want
biggest
more
one,
of?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if this is a
Top
preview
40s
for
and
what's to
poppin'.
come in season 2? We're getting K-pop this season.
There you go. That's what I was thinking.
We
Right?
get
Yeah,
K-pop
yeah.
this
right now is
season?
You
There's
Don't
no
Know Me.
K-pop.
Also, what is adult
Oh,
contemporary light rock? Is that like IPA
No
drinker
idea.
music? Like
gonna
what,
say-
what is
I would
that?
say Dog Days.
Pompeii.
Oh, okay,
Dog
so like
Days.
Florence,
Oh, you know what? Yeah,
Florence, and like
Pompeii.
shoegaze
Well,
type
actually,
shit, or what?
Actually, there's an alternative / indie rock section too. Maybe indie rock would be more appropriate for Dog Days. Or
I think
Dog Days.
alternative and indie rock. That's definitely Dog Days for sure.
Dog
That fits Florence and the Machine perfectly.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
Pompeii. Like you said, Jason, is probably what they think of adult contemporary.
oh,
Or
Pompeii
Yeah, 'cause
is
it's
definitely
light
still
rock.
alternative to me, or pop. Bastille
Pop
to
rock.
me,
Yeah,
Bastille
pop
to
rock.
me is pop. Or even
Oh,
like
genre
somewhat.
debates.
I mean, to me, hey, Pompeii wasn't like a top 40 hit in 2014 for nothing, bro. Like, that shit was
True.
everywhere. And
Yo,
then
what did they mean by something else though?
I was just gonna bring it up. What's your favorite something else song?
something else. Well, like
The
Yeah.
fall of Troy, Polyphia, Chon.
something else.
I
like,
told
Skibbity
Kyle.
Toilet or something like what?
I
what
told
is it?
Kyle I wanted those.
Polyphia.
Oh,
Well,
What do you
he was
consider
like, I
Winterfest
mentioned
with-
Sean, and Kyle was like, "Oh, do you listen to Polyphia?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." So, dude, imagine some Polyphia shit in festival.
playing God.
You know, okay, so one feature request. I'm gonna put out a feature request that I think would work really well in festival. I think we need extended sustains because all you could just do it on green or red. That's it.
Yes.
That's all you need.
Yes.
You know.
Send it
You
to
know what
Citizen
did have
Soup.
extended sustains? Keys. 5-lane keys on Rock
Yes.
Band 3.
Yes, it did.
Something that did not require strumming. You had to play on
Yeah.
the keyboard, like the actual keyboard peripheral, and it was 5 lanes. So it does, it does work. And I think they're probably going to add it at some point.
I'd really like to see it because it's like, if we're going to get more like, like rock songs and stuff that have like wrung out chords, for example, if I were to want it rhythm author saying like, what's going to be illegal, it's like you can only use extended sustains on green or red. That's it. That's all you can do because it makes the most sense based on the default.
I mean, it would work on controller then. Yeah,
exactly. It would work on controller, and that would.
And I'm
going
to keep bringing this up until they put it in the game. Fat finger chords, please.
Yes.
Fat finger.
Take
fat
a risk.
Fat finger chords.
Take a risk. Come on.
Lane 3 and 4 and lane 4 and 5. Go ahead. Just go for it.
I think lane 1.
That's assuming default configurations.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what?
What if people switch their shit?
You know what?
But I guess you can already do that.
When people do switch their shit up though, it's almost always OG Guitar Hero DualShock.
Yeah.
Almost always. 99% of the time, if they're not playing with default layout, the only thing that they change is either right D-pad to up or down D-pad, or they're playing on OG triggers and X.
So now that I've had this PS5, I've been playing with the controller more. I just because muscle memory, I switched it to the Guitar Hero DualShock thing. It felt okay, but then I put it back to the default bindings. I think that's better.
Dude, default cooks, dude. It cooks.
Well,
it's
not default because I changed my the other one to up, so I have left up.
I think my D-pad, if I hit my left D-pad a little bit, it triggers the up D-pad a little bit. For me, that's a skill issue for me. But so I'm still sticking
skill
with
issue, not a controller issue.
I'm still playing with right D-pad, but I don't care.
I straight up just watched an MD Curtis video, looked at his key bindings, I'm like, oh, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
he knows what's up.
He does. He knows what's good.
If I think we did talk about this, didn't we? Just very briefly. Remember going back to the expert or higher.
Yeah.
If that's a real thing, if it's a real thing, amplitude mode, track switching mode.
Yes. So I had mentioned
something else.
That the other day. Yeah.
There was a leak recently about potential 20-lane gameplay.
Yes.
So,
mm-hmm.
I've got to give you credit for this.
I didn't see that.
Yep.
JP figured it out. Was like, wait a second, 4 different instruments, 5 lanes.
Do the
Rock
math.
Band Blitz, maybe.
Yeah. Rock
That's
Band Blitz, Rock
mode,
Band
perhaps.
Unplugged, Amplitude. That'd be
fucking sweet.
Because I love Blitz, but the problem with it is that it was 2 lanes.
Yes.
Even if it was just 1 more lane, then I'd be like, this is a really good game. I'll play.
It would need to be Rock Band Unplugged with 5 lanes. Yeah.
But from my point of view, Rock Band Unplugged is the fucking best. And if Festival can get to a point where it can be exactly like Rock Band Unplugged, but then still have the mechanics of Festival with perfects and all that stuff, we have the most ADHD rhythm game
ever.
Sir. Making a splash in the mainstream.
I mean, I gotta be real. I think that this is just Harmonix playing the greatest hits at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look what we've made. We made Fuser. Okay, well, we'll turn that into jam loops. Hey, we made Rock Band. Well, we'll turn this into Festival main stage, and we're going to add instrument support. And,
dude, yeah.
What else are they doing?
Like I was talking about before we started the recording, man. I think that Fuser, my running theory, I have no proof of this at all, but I think that Fuser, it being released in 2020 and the amount of stuff that you could do in that game, I think Harmonix had a plan to be picked up by Fortnite because they realized, where the whole 5-fret scene was kind of going. They're just kind of like, hey, we got to pull some sort of move so we can get pulled by Fortnite or Epic or whatever. Let's create this unique and engaging and fully interactive and adaptive music engine, all within Unreal Engine. And let's license all this music too, to really show them what we're fucking about. And so they did that. They got picked up by Epic and Fortnite a year later after Fuser came out. So that, I think that it was just some sort of public move by them, a very positive public move for them, because they did get picked up by Epic. Now we're playing Festival, and look at how many people enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth mentioning also that this all wouldn't have been possible if Harmonix didn't keep developing and trying new shit, because hey, this started out as a card game, right? Let's throw that out there.
Drop mix.
Correct.
Yes, it did.
Correct.
Drop
you want me to get my copy?
Yo,
Yeah,
let's
dude.
go.
Get it.
Anybody
That's
that
not-
doesn't know about this, every
It's just
single
expensive
card
nowadays.
had an RFID chip in it that had the stem for the song. So if you're like Counting Stars lead or whatever it is,
That's
right,
so
in a
fucking
festival,
cool.
instead it was a card and you were playing a card game with a board. You had your phone hooked up and it was live mixing the song like Fuser does, but as a card game.
And
That's
also,
pretty
it had
fucking
five.
cool.
It had 5 instruments instead of 4 that Fuser usually has. This has
Yeah.
5. You could mix 5 songs together in drop mix. I've
is
never played the
crazy.
game, but I knew
It works.
Like kind
it's
of,
great.
I knew like its structure a little bit. You know where I found this? Goodwill. I found this at Goodwill.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember when you found that, you were
Apparently
like,
shit is
holy
expensive
shit.
as fuck nowadays.
Yeah, I found this at Goodwill and it was $30, and I was
You
like,
got
shit.
that's a
That's
W.
a steal.
Big dub.
Yeah, look at that shit, man. Look at that.
There was fucking DLC
So
for the
cool.
for that game too. There's DLC
Yeah.
cards.
There's
like Pokemon
extremely
trading cards.
There's an extremely rare PAX pack that like nobody has anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I think
man.
this is back in like PAX 2016 or 17, something like that. But
It's absolutely nuts to think that this card game evolved into Fuser, evolved into what we see now as jam loops in Fortnite.
yeah.
Okay, real quick, I was totally wrong. This shit's not very expensive. It's pretty affordable on eBay right now. I can go buy a kit
They're
for
like
like
70
$50
bucks?
For like $50 with 2 expansions. There's like 60
Oh, that's
cards.
actually not bad.
Yeah.
60 cards plus 2 expansions. I might
Yeah,
pick
you
that
know,
up.
It's
they were
fun.
they were selling that drop mix at my 5 Below when I first moved here, I think. I don't know why I never thought to pick one up.
Still brand new retail, not used.
I believe it was like off stock from like fucking Target or Walmart, and they just like they shit it down to 5 Below. Like they do that all the time. Like I should have picked one up, but like I don't know. In 2018, I didn't really give a shit. I was just like, I'm moving out. I moved out of my house. It's time to, I don't know.
Let's go
I almost
wild
feel
and let's go
like,
crazy.
Let's go
get
wild and
nuts.
let's go crazy.
Am I
Let's
the
get
only one that
nuts.
feels like people would care more about this now? Like, especially with jam loops, the idea of, hey, if they could rebrand this into Fortnite Jam Loops, the board game.
Oh, make a Fortnite board game. Hasbro, Fortnite, get together.
Don't they
I'm
already
not
have?
even
Don't,
kidding.
Like actually,
Don't they
that would
already
work,
have-
100%.
I'm pretty sure Fortnite and Hasbro already have a relationship.
Seriously,
Isn't
hey,
that-
they do,
Fortnite
yeah.
Monopoly?
They have Fortnite Monopoly or like like the action figures or whatever. No, Hasbro's board games. Yeah, they definitely have Monopoly. It came out in like season 4 or something like that.
Bro, Jam Loops, the board game, would go hard. I'm not even kidding. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Hey man, like, hey, if Festival reaches like to that point of insanity, that point of popularity, I could totally see it happening. But them pumping out a board game, basically like a drop mix reboot, Fortnite style, is kind of insane to me. But it's not. It's a non-zero chance, right? It's a
Yeah.
non-zero
Yeah,
chance.
I mean, back when Jetmix dropped, no pun intended. I mean, people probably didn't have much of an exposure to what it actually was. They're probably just looking at it like confused about how it even works. Like,
It was
Yeah,
ahead
I-
of its time.
the card is going to play music. I don't think so. Like, this is a
Well,
scam.
what was
This
that?
Is,
Like,
this isn't true.
did they have like an advertising campaign? Because I got to be honest, like I
They
did
did.
not hear about Drop Mix when it came.
Not
out.
a
I
big
definitely
one.
did not.
I mean, I think there was
Very
actually
small.
like
I just
there was,
heard
like, a
about
rock
it and I'm
band.
like, this is what they're doing instead of Rock Band 4 PC. This is what they're doing.
yeah, that's
At
probably
the
around the
time,
same
that was a perfectly reasonable.
I'm pretty
reaction
sure it was
to-
like after they failed the Fig campaign. I'm like, they're doing a fucking board game?
they tried.
I think there
First
might have been like an
released
April Fool's
in-
video about it.
September of 2017, which lines up because I first got to try it at PAX that year. They invited me to the
Okay, okay.
studio. That's
Oh,
PAX
yeah.
in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's cool.
got to try it there. They're like, hey, we've got this demo that we're working on. Like straight up, it looked jank as hell. It wasn't the finalized product, but it still worked. And we
Mhm.
sat down and we played full games with it, and it was really fun. And to see it actually evolve from that into Fuser, into what we have nowadays, man, I don't know, dude. It's kudos for them like thinking ahead. That's really impressive.
Yeah, it's actually super innovative.
It all
how
built-
they did this and
it
integrated
all
it into
built
a
to
physical
this.
card.
And
That's
I don't
awesome.
know.
And
I don't
now-
know if I've ever like. I think we've probably spoken about this, but like, what if Activision never had Guitar Hero?
yeah.
What if they never got Guitar Hero? And what
And
if
Harmonix
what if,
just kept along.
what if
kept doing their
Harmonix
shit and
just
Rock Band
kept
never
on
existed?
doing their thing? And no, but like what if Harmonix just went off and made Rock Band, and then Guitar Hero just kind of drifted away? You know what I
There
mean?
never
Like,
would have been a Rock Band had they not get bought out. They would have just continued doing Guitar Hero. Why would they change it? Right?
well, no.
They're
I
already
mean,
gonna
like,
add
hey,
drums.
if Activision never like fulfilled their plans or like it failed at 3 or some shit like that,
Oh,
you know
like
what I
if
mean?
they purchased the Guitar Hero IP.
They purchased the
and
Guitar Hero IP.
Nothing happened.
And nothing happened with it. And you know, and Rock Band just became like its own thing. Like they're like the forerunners of you know all of it. What if they were just the main character? You know, I like to think about that all the time.
It would have been worse. They wouldn't have had
Yeah,
competition.
you know, I don't know.
Monopolies are never good. Like I think of I relate this as a wrestling fan to like when WWF put WCW out of business and there was no reason for them to compete and this product just started really sucking because they didn't have to worry about the quality.
Yeah,
right?
they won't have that dog in them anymore.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like I think we actually are always
You know
better
what? You know
when
what
we
that
have competition.
You know what that brings me around to? Clone Hero leaderboards. Clone Hero leaderboards because Score Spy is dying. There's been some whispers around in my chat, so it's been public discussion. It's been public discussion, and people have read these messages. But it's seeming like it's going to be a possibility. I think
good on the Clone Hero team.
You know, and it's gonna be good on them. I know Matt's been doing refactoring, and he's been streaming more development and all that stuff. So it's looking.
I saw him streaming.
So
last
they're
night,
working on it
actually,
right now. So theoretically, it could be a quick turnaround too. Like ideally, like Score Spy shuts down same day. Clone Hero actually has real leaderboards. That'd be like
That would be
ideal
insane.
scenario.
And that's like the first time I could be like, "Fuck yeah, Clone Hero, let's go."
Yeah.
Let's
I can't
fucking
tell you
go.
last night that way.
First time in a
I'm
long
so
time.
excited to, you know, like
Good.
if it actually drops, that's going to be a very exciting time for them. Cause, you know, people like hear Score Spy this, Score Spy that, or whatever. And they don't actually go to the Score Spy website and make an account and then download the build. You know how cool it would be if it was just all centralized within Clone Hero? Hey, go ahead and log in. Go ahead and log in right here.
Then everybody that plays the game could see that shit too. You don't have to download a separate client for all the
no
sweaties
separate
who actually care
clients.
about that shit.
Yeah. Like I'll go right back in. I'll go degen that shit. I'll go full game, full series FC right then and there. All DLC. Let's go,
dude, that'd
baby.
be sweet. Fuck,
Let's
I
go.
want to do that.
Hey,
too.
yo,
That'd be cool
let's
as
do it
fuck.
on. Hey, you and me online. Let's go. Let's take
do
Okay,
it.
that sounds
Yeah.
that
Let's do
sounds good.
fucking. We could do co-op if you want.
If they have duos, trios, and quads leaderboards.
hell
Hey,
yeah.
yo,
Idea.
yo.
Good idea. Good idea.
That's a
Sitting, where
really
you
good
at?
idea, bro. Hey, yo, anyone CH developer listening, if you are, hey,
Anybody on the CH team, pass it along.
yeah,
This
duo,
is exactly what
trio,
we
and
need.
quad leaderboard. We need that shit, bro.
Like
be so
seriously,
cool.
this is exactly what we need because Fortnite is bringing all these new people in. I guarantee, we talked about this before, I guarantee Clone Hero is seeing more folks interested in it right now. And if they're bringing in leaderboards, that's perfect because, hey, it's going to be a cycle, right? Where people go, ooh, hey, I love Clone Hero. Maybe I can go try out this new stuff with Fortnite now that the instrument support's coming. And vice versa. People are going to get instrument support from Fortnite and they're going to go, oh, wow, now I can go try those customs on Clone Hero. I can actually play because
And
they
it can
have
use the
step
same riff
ladder.
master for both.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you
This
can.
is so good.
Yeah, it's a really good cycle. You explained that really well. Like somebody who's going to get started on Fortnite, they have no idea about Clone Hero. They really enjoy the gameplay. They get involved with Clone Hero, and it just keeps building. And then they become the MD Curtis of Clone Hero leaderboards.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
And
Dominating
they're like,
everything.
oh shit, this game is too easy, and then they find out about Yarg. They go down the Yarg pipeline at that point too.
And then they get an RGH Xbox and play all the original games with all the DLC.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say something.
That's
real
where I
stupid.
come in.
I'm gonna get stupid for a second. I got fucking stoned last night, and I was watching Rock Band 3 videos. I was watching King Bryce, and I was I was thinking like, man, the amount of dopamine and happiness you would probably get from seeing some crazy shit on Rock Band 3 console. You have fully ascended at that point. You don't give a shit about anything else. You are playing for yourself. And
You've
I know
proven
how
yourself.
satisfying that is. And I have also realized this sober as well from playing so much Guitar Hero 2 the last like 2 weeks or so, doing the 125 full game FC, and how much more happy that shit makes me than Clone Hero engine. And anything that's like that too. And
Yes.
or just playing console in general from playing the GH3 beta that dropped this week as well.
Mhm.
I'm just like, dude, how do you get on and like You know, it just kind of bogs my mind. It's like the people that approach
But
the
Clone
game.
Hero
and
mogs this, bro.
Yeah,
Clone Hero mogs
Clone Hero mogs.
What a comment.
Yeah, what a fucking comment. But it's just like, dude, at some point, like, I am happy for someone who puts their version of effort into something and is happy about, like, a song FC or a solo FC or something. But at some point, you gotta like be like, man, I might be brute forcing this a little much, or I might not be doing this the right way, or did I really deserve this? You know, and that's why I'm happy that, like, Festival has judgment and rewards you. It has judgments. It rewards you for like hitting perfects and all that stuff. And it's just like, oh, thank fucking God. It can reward you for that, because it's gonna start, you know, it's gonna treat this genre of rhythm game with, like, an actual level of respect, instead of other rhythm game communities looking at us and going, what the fuck are you doing? Like, they're gonna look at, like, some clip, you know, like, and some crazy Clone Hero clips are, like, cracked.
Someone just doing this shit.
Someone just, like, doing that shit.
No regard for hitting the notes as they come down the highway, just spamming their shit.
But, and also, like, that conversation has been just beaten like a dead horse over and over and over again.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely done talking and shit talking that and stuff. But I think people are also done shit talking that as well. I think really people are approaching.
It just is what it is. There's other options.
It is
now.
what it is, but then I think people are also opening their minds to Rock Band 3 Deluxe, Rock Band 2 Deluxe, playing console, playing Guitar Hero 2, playing Yarg, Default Engine, and actually playing it with some sort of level of control and,
I mean, dude, the
God
Deluxe
forbid,
games-
rhythm. God forbid, they're playing it a rhythm game
Rhythm
with
in
some
my rhythm game?
The
And,
Deluxe games are becoming more and more popular as time goes on too, which is great. Like the
Yeah,
franchise in
it's like
general.
it's like a level of discipline, right? Like getting the FC, like that's the end. There's a means to the end. You can do whatever you want to hit those notes as long as that FC comes up. However, it's a lot more satisfying if you hit it exactly perfectly, no ghosts and all that stuff. Like it's almost like the like eating healthy or like working out. Like, yeah, you can eat whatever you want. You could just stuff your face with McDonald's. You'll survive. You'll live. You'll see the next day. However, if you start eating, chicken, broccoli, and rice every day, you're going to be healthier. You're going to feel better about yourself. It's just going to be a better experience in life generally. However, the result is the same. You still live on. You sleep. You wake up the next
saying
day,
Clone
you're
Hero
fine.
is fast food?
Yeah, Clone Hero is
That's
the
a
fast
good
food of rhythm
analogy,
games.
actually.
Clone Hero is like the fast
God.
food, the fast food of 5-fret rhythm games.
You play Clone Hero, you're just
And
like,
then
man,
and
I
Yarg
wanna
is the
get
buffet.
cheese curds
Yarg's
from-
the buffet.
Yeah.
Clone Hero
if you,
Clone Hero is just McDonald's. Just McDonald's.
This food makes me feel soulless. Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Wow,
come
good
on.
joke. Wow.
Jeez.
That's really good. That was really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well played. Well played.
God, I'm
But and also I just hope people like understand that too from the bottom of our hearts. That's like the real thing here. It's like we play these games to be happy. Not so that we can fucking parade ourselves for brute forcing enough so that we got some crazy fucking things. We hit it at
I don't think that
900%.
Not to say that's a bad thing. If
No,
that's what you
2%.
find enjoyable,
you
go
find
for
that
it.
enjoyable.
If you
That's
do,
great, man.
The shit that I find enjoyable in these games is playing the console games and squeezing the same song for 2 hours to get a high score.
Exactly.
I enjoy that shit.
Exactly.
I enjoy that shit.
Hey,
But
I
that's
think
not everybody's
we
cup of tea.
We all get something different out of this. And I don't think any of us is enjoying just like the process of flexing our e-peens, right? We're not like just trying to show.
Man. It's
like,
just.
It's not that. It's
No.
getting like I am all about the music enjoyment. And if I get a great score on the leaderboard at the same time, awesome, right? But I always, from the beginning, have thought these games are an incredible way to teach music appreciation. Yeah,
And
I
discovery.
Yes.
Discovery of it too, man.
absolutely.
It is an amazing like gateway into just adding more shit to that Spotify playlist, man. I would have
Guitar
never
Hero
gotten
is
into
shaped
I would have
by
never gotten into
interest, man.
Polyphia or like Thank You Scientist
Yeah,
or
dude.
like
Yes.
because
Yeah, I
or
would've
like
never gotten into Thank You
Gojira. I got into
Scientist either.
Gojira because of like Clone Hero song packs and stuff.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
And
So
they're
they're-
an excellent band. Flying
I've
Whales.
listened to so much Lady Gaga this is the.
Let's go.
Me too. Me
I
too.
mean, but no, really, right? Like, I was super excited about Edge of Glory because I love that song, and then
Such a good song.
like going back and just like I'd never listened to Chromatica. I'd never listened to the new
yeah,
album.
dude. I
right?
gotta put "Stupid Love" on my playlist. That song goes hard.
Yeah, Rain on Me goes incredible. Like, that's insane. I had never
Yeah.
heard it.
Well, you never heard "Rain on Me" before
I had never
Festival?
heard it.
Dude, that song is awesome. I love that
Right.
track. That's like one of the best like collaborations in pop, like period.
It's great.
Just like in the history of like pop collaborations, that's like definitely legendary.
But that's it, right? Like, I'm in my rock and metal bubble a lot of the time, or like lately I've been into synthwave and things like that. But I've neglected a lot of pop, not because I don't like it, but just because it hasn't crossed my mind. And now this
Yeah, you're just
game
into different
puts
shit
it
right
back
now.
in
It's
my
not
vision.
a priority.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever
Wow,
heard of a
that's
genre
hard-
called
that's what's been for me.
hyperpop? They should have put hyperpop inside of the genres for that survey.
Hey, who knows? Who knows, man?
Yeah, maybe we'll get some Charlie XCX or
Yeah.
100 Gex.
Yeah,
Could happen.
Can you imagine the Fortnite Gex?
Or not
No, I
100
can't.
Gex would would drive people up a wall.
yeah, it'd be great. They should do it.
It would break the internet probably. Honest, like if I'm being
In certain
completely
corners
honest.
of the internet, surely.
Yeah.
Well, there'd be some divided conversations happening in the Fortnite communities. Like, what the fuck is this song? This song is painful. It hurts my ears. And there are people like, the Gex are in Fortnite. Yes, finally, I'm going to buy this immediately. I'm going to play it all the time. It's like, because that's a divisive band for sure.
Yeah,
If you're not if you're not brain rotted, you probably won't enjoy that too much.
yeah.
Uh,
Straight up.
There's levels to your music enjoyment, like the progression you go down in the music genres list to get to listening to 100 Gex and enjoying it is a unique one. It's definitely
Yeah, like
it's
one
definitely
of
not for
the
the casual
a
audience.
famous saying is that they're supposed to sound like shit. If that tells you
Yeah.
anything, it's
I've seen. I've
if
read
that
that
that's the
before.
point.
if that's the
Yeah.
point of 100 Gex, it's supposed to be like that. If that tells
There's
you
levels of
anything about
irony
100 Gex,
here.
you don't know anything about 100 Gex.
I
That's
love
what,
irony.
like,
I'm down.
yeah, most of their fans are just like, yeah, it's supposed to sound like this, and they're like, oh,
You know, to bring this back to a band that's more relevant to our sort of rock metal niche, Primus. You know, Primus sucks.
Primus sucks.
Primus
Primus
sucks.
Primus
Now,
sucks.
that's a really good example because have you heard My Name Is Mud? What the fuck?
Dude, My Name Is Mud goes so fucking
Dude,
hard.
what
This
the
song
fuck is that
slaps.
song? But it's fire.
I'm seeing Primus live.
My name
this
is
summer.
Mud.
I just bought tickets.
Let's
That's
do it.
yo, that's gonna be awesome.
Coming to
man.
St. Cloud.
He drove
Primus
some
is
goddamn
fucking
days.
famous.
Dude, that was in Tony Hawk
Dude,
1.
Dude, Tommy the Cat. That song's
Tom, I
crazy.
know the guy.
Gotta show off a
Get
big
my
brown
name.
beaver and showed it off to all her friends.
That music video is so good too.
Oh,
It was like
hard,
7
man.
layers.
wow.
The one known as
Not
Big
the
Brown Beaver. That's an incredible music
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
just really fun
that's-
to
that's
see.
cool.
Everybody gets something different out of music, right? And music inspires so many things that you wouldn't have met. Perfect example. All right, let's use Gaga. Perfect example here, right? How many things in pop culture has Gaga touched? I'll give you one that most people wouldn't know, right? Unless you play a shit ton of League of Legends and no. Did you know there was a champion that was entirely created based off of a Gaga music video and is still relevant in the lore?
I
Diana.
believe it. That
Diana
Okay.
makes
That makes
perfect
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
She came out
Diana
like
was-
2012, right?
Yes.
That's when like
Yeah, go
Gaga
look.
was at peak.
Yes.
Go look at the Alejandro music video, right? And then put a side by side of Diana's face. She's straight up based on Gaga, like 100%.
That's sick.
And that's
not gonna lie.
not it either, right? Like there was a Smite skin where Aphrodite was Lady Gaga.
Oh, dude, you're so right.
Aphrodite was Lady Gaga in Smite. I swear to God, she has a taunt that was like Bad Romance, but she's like Aphrodite, like. There's so many
look,
people
there.
who are inspired in pop culture by musicians in different ways,
I can see
right?
it. I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
there
at
you go.
look at Lady Gaga's hairstyle there, and look at Diana, and look at just like the way that they're
Just the facial.
makeup. Yeah, look
shape,
at the facial
features.
shape.
Oh, yeah.
and the makeup there.
I used to main Diana. That's the only reason I know.
Diana's one of my favorite champions, straight up. Diana's one of my favorite
Yeah.
champions.
Oh
That's-
boy.
I mean, back in the day when Lady Gaga first came on the scene, like 2008 or something, whatever, she kind of like she was really popular like immediately.
Yeah,
mean,
like
look
I
at,
was,
she
I was
popped
actually
off.
so
She was, like,
surprised.
top-
There,
Poker
there's
Face
other,
is huge.
there's like other pop stars that like, like I think about like Rihanna or like Beyonce or was another like pop star from around then that was also making lots of splat, like Katy Perry or something, right?
Sure,
But like Lady Gaga, that's different. She was different.
She
She's like
has a
different.
whole different like vibe to her. She's got like a persona that she does. She does all sorts of different weird music videos. She has like lore built up behind her.
She
I don't think
does.
there's much Rihanna lore, right?
Or Katy Perry.
Or Katy
lore.
Perry lore. There's no lore,
No.
but Lady Gaga does this really intricate, weird music video type shit
Yeah.
with like background info and context and stories and shit. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she's like another one of those like a true artist, in,
Yeah,
in the very
true
sense
artist.
of the word. She makes
And she's an actor too.
She makes art, yeah, and she's an actress too. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Really successful too. She's in lots of different things.
mhm.
I think probably her most popular song at this point really is like that one song that she did for Stars
Bradley
Born.
Cooper movie, right?
Shallows.
Yeah.
I don't know. That
Yeah.
song was everywhere.
I
Yeah.
find it so
And-
this might be corny, but I find it so inspiring when someone makes their art unabashedly and just lives who they are, and she always does that, which like
Yeah.
that's cool to me.
It comes with a
That's
certain
really
amount
cool.
of respect, right? You just have to respect the vision, right? Because she's coming off confidently too. Like if she's doing all this weird shit, like kind of in like a sheepish manner, like not very confident about it, you'd be able to pick up on that, and it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't
Yep.
work.
But the
way she
I
presents
like to
herself
make
with all
the
this shit.
parallels. I like to make the parallels, and this is just me. I'm not saying that like this is exactly what it's like. Like there's a Lady Gaga, and then there's a Kanye West. You know what I mean? Like in the way that they live their true selves, right?
Sure.
And it's just there's one artist, and then there's another. It's just
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? They're supposed to be on tour. Were supposed to do a tour together, and then Taylor Swift VMA happened. And
shit,
it
man.
went in the can.
Oh, no.
That would have been
Oh,
the
wow.
crazy. That would have
Whoa.
been the craziest fucking tour ever.
Bro changed
Lady
history.
Gaga in her prime and Kanye West in his prime on a tour together, and they were supposed to
Damn.
both be on stage, like facing each other, doing songs back and forth with each other. It would have been insane. But then Taylor Swift VMAs happened, and
Kanye had to
they
go
shut it all
Bro
fuck
down.
it up.
changed history, man.
Unfortunately,
Man,
he was living
butterfly
his true
effect.
self too.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's
that's
probably around
one
the
of
same time that that Gaga was the creative director of Kodak too. The fuck does she know about cameras?
Yeah,
Is she really?
Yeah.
You-
I like
you
some of
think
the
she
Gaga
was?
songs.
I
What
didn't
the
know
fuck
that.
Does she know?
I like some of the Gaga songs.
I
What
like
the fuck
some
does
of
she
the
know about
Gaga
cameras?
songs. What the fuck she know about cameras?
Since you mentioned Kanye West, I just had to bring that up. That's one of my favorite clips of all time.
That's
It's
a
so
that's a
fucking
legendary clip. But yeah,
You guys haven't
you know,
seen that.
like
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
funny.
no,
Oh, dude.
yeah, it was one of his like unhinged interviews in like 2013.
His cadence is. He has such a good way of delivering lines. Like that one thing about the Jewish doctor he just went on. The way he said that. I mean, top 10 out of 10. You couldn't deliver that line in a more funny way. I can't say what kind of race the doctor was. I can't tell you what religion the doctor was. Whatever he said.
He's like a
He was
he's like
Jewish
a living
doctor.
He's like a living skit, man. It's actually so crazy.
Yes, for real.
It's actually crazy. But you know,
Look at
Kanye West is
Gaga.
Kanye West, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
I like some of the
Polaroid.
Gaga
Oh,
songs.
Oh, Polaroid, not Kodak.
Oh, Polaroid, not Kodak. Sorry, Polaroid.
The fuck does she
Either
know?
way.
My bad.
All right.
Either
What
way.
the fuck does she know about cameras?
Because look at Gaga. She's the creative director of Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
That was the same interview where he goes, "Y'all ever seen Wreck-It Ralph? You know that girl. She's the motherfucking glitch. I'm the motherfucking glitch." Crazy. Like
Hey, now you got
that is
Glitch
like, man, bro said the
Now
first
we
thing
got
that
the
came to
Glitch
his
in
mind
Fortnite too.
that,
Oh, yeah.
that nobody else would do that. You know,
Uh,
nobody else would say that. You wouldn't waterboard that out of me.
I've been seeing a lot of things like that on Twitter recently. It's like people are just way too open nowadays. We have to have shame again. Bring back shame. Not everything has to be spoken out loud, right? It was a video that I just saw like yesterday of this dude doing a small interview. I forget what the video even was, but he was talking about like the 4 separate times he shit himself as an adult. It's like,
Yo, what?
you know, I shit my pants like 4 or 5 times, man. The first time I was at HEB and I felt the grumbles. I'm like, ooh, I gotta go now. I just stopped walking. My friend was like, yo, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm fine. And he just kept walking. No, he wasn't fine. The second he started walking, he shit himself. He's like, we got to get out of here right now.
I'd be scared to leave.
And the quote tweet was like, you would have to waterboard the shit out of me, and even still, I probably wouldn't tell you this. We have to have more shame.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was some cultural
Yikes.
shift between like 2019 and it was called COVID. That's what happened.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
just started.
all of our brains were broken.
All of our brains just broke.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know that it's almost the 4-year anniversary of the lockdown.
Wow.
Almost. In like
No.
Yeah, it's very close. Yeah.
2
Hey,
weeks,
Alec,
something like that.
weren't you sick the other day? Around the same time you might have been sick 4 years ago? Maybe you're patient zero of this new budding coronavirus type beat?
2024, run it back.
I just remember getting
There's a
home
lot of
from
similarities.
PAX, got home from PAX, and then like a few days later, because COVID was kind of a meme at PAX. Like, nobody was really taking it seriously, you know?
Sony
we don't have that over here.
Sony were the people that took it seriously because they didn't show up.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't show up.
Sony
Well,
didn't
the
show
booths-
up.
They're in Japan.
What-
They're close enough to China. They see what the fuck's going on over there.
What they were doing with the booths was that they basically were wiping down the controllers with, like, Lysol wipes every time.
And people were
somebody
starting to
played
wear
a demo.
masks. There are people starting
Yeah,
to wear
like
masks.
I know.
Wear
I
masks
remember.
even.
Like I
I'm
remember
surprised.
Nathaniel Bandy had a mask on. He was one of the only people I saw there that had a mask. So I was like, why the fuck is he wearing a mask? And then it all made sense a few weeks later. It all made
That was
sense.
4 years ago, dude. Can you believe that?
4 fucking years.
4 years.
Yeah,
Time is-
and I'm just glad that we
doesn't
got to go
seem
to
real.
PAX because
Yeah.
that was great. PAX was awesome. I really, it's been a few years. I want to go back eventually. It was super fun. You know?
Yeah, but
We're
I think our
damn
sights
near
are
through
our
half.
sights might be set on Texas. Nothing's confirmed
Yeah, well,
yet,
yeah,
but it's
Arlington,
very.
Makes the most
I think it's
sense.
very heavily implied right now.
Well, it's funny that guy that guy that mentioned it in your Discord server, Alec. You were like, "Yo, did you hear this?" Like, he meant to type Lore Hero, but his phone autocorrected it to Leo.
oh no, he
Yeah.
was
Leo.
he was doing text to speech.
Yeah.
He was doing dictation, and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and I was like, what the fuck is Leo?
Leo.
And then I was like,
Wait,
no,
are
I'm
we the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Who is
Ralph.
Leo,
might as well
Ralph,
be.
Donnie, and Mike?
Yeah. Can I
Ralph.
be
Ralph.
Ralph?
Y'all ever seen Wreck-It Ralph? Okay, sorry, I had to do one more
But
time.
yeah, like, well,
Get that one in real quick.
in terms of off season, I mean, we talked about it last week, but now we have to think about like Guitar Hero 3, right, was what happened in 2023. So what happens in 2024? And it can go a bunch of different ways. And so I had mentioned the idea of Guitar Hero 2, and Guitar Hero 2 is just not as difficult as Guitar Hero 3. Like, it's a fact. Like, from a casual standpoint, just passing songs, not necessarily FCing, like, they're very different. Because Guitar
There's
Hero 3
multiple
uses...
viewpoints
However,
there, yeah.
the
Yeah.
skill
You know what would
skilling
be
is much
cool?
higher, I think, in Guitar
You know
Hero 2
what
at
would
the
be
top
cool,
level.
It
though?
is, but that won't get across to an audience.
But casual players wouldn't realize.
Yeah, we'll have to
No,
talk
that's what
about
we gotta
Guitar Hero
think
2
about.
squeeze in just a sec. Finish this topic,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, Guitar Hero 2, I like truly thought about it for a second. I think I'm still thinking about it too. Like, if there came a chance, let's say that off season 3 does happen, Guitar Hero comes back. If it does, what if we had Guitar Hero 2 with like a very specific set list, and we do it the same way that we did Guitar Hero 3? We have some intermediate level stuff. We have, some solo-y type stuff, and then we have the hard songs, right? For people who, for people who have never participated in a tournament, have it be accessible that way. And then for the people who think they're all that, or think they can perform well in a tournament, but then they choke because it's a tournament. That type of thing too.
Well,
Guitar Hero
2 is going to be a major, like, fucking skill check compared to Guitar Hero 3. Guitar Hero 3 was already a skill check compared to Clone Hero, but Guitar Hero 2
Engine
is
wise,
way
We
different.
have to get that
With
across.
clean playing.
Yeah.
Because visually it's gonna turn casuals off. That's the problem, right? Just visually,
Yeah.
like if that's I think the one concern
Yes.
is
I fully
it
agree
doesn't
with
have
that.
the glitz and glamour that the later
Right.
games have.
Guitar Hero 3 is Guitar Hero 3, and you cannot change that. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the biggest
know?
one. Everybody knows that one.
Everybody knows the look, and GH2
And if it wasn't,
doesn't look the same.
Guitar Hero 2, then like, hey Jake, you want to make some RGHs for off season 3?
I already offered my services for the last one. That would
Yeah.
be sick.
Hey, that's an idea.
I'll bring that up as like a serious thing if
Dude,
if
imagine
if,
different set lists in Guitar Hero 3 instead or something.
Now
you know?
that makes a lot of
now
sense.
that would be really fucking cool. And be like, hey, We have a modified version of Guitar Hero 3. There's some new songs, there's some new charts, but it's going to be our competitive pick. You guys like?
Ooh.
I
actually really
cool.
like this idea.
I really like that too because
it's Guitar Hero 3.
would,
But instead, we have Goat by Polyphia being a tiebreaker. We have it
run
being
this
a
bitch
tiebreaker
like a
for
Clone Hero
playoffs.
tournament, but in Guitar Hero 3.
I'd prefer
like
that
this
over Clone
idea.
Hero. I'm just saying right now, I'd prefer it over Clone Hero.
The other idea was that I would have strict rules and do a Clone Hero tournament, lock it at 144 FPS or 150 FPS or something. Everybody plays on Explorers or Arduinos that are locked at 250 hertz.
Marty's saying no, I don't like it.
With customs and video backgrounds, but it's also that's the easy way. That's the easy way out. That's if we wouldn't be able to have an RGH type environment. I would want to push for an RGH.
I would fund RGH.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If we
so
had
am.
to take
I'd
the
do
easy
the
way
work.
out, that is my easy way out. But RGH is what I would want to do.
Because we were only using 2 Xboxes for the actual qualifiers and whatnot, right? Because there was one on the main stage that we had, and then there was one off in the free play area behind all the melee scrims and stuff. And then they would need like, I mean, they would just be able to take the one on the main stage and put it up on like the main stage, for like the finals. But I like
There's
that
a big old
idea.
elephant in the room.
What is it?
There's a really big elephant in the room. It's Fortnite. It's Fortnite in the corner saying, "Hey, what if I have competitive modes?"
True.
That's very true.
Ooh. Well,
True.
Well, that almost goes against the spirit of the event, though, because it's sort of like a throwback old school type deal. Playing old school Call of Duties, playing Melee, playing old Guitar Heroes or whatever. I don't know if it would fit for the off season. However, other tournaments.
But for other tournaments, if we're
Other tournaments, though, I am all game about like Fortnite Festival PvP.
Maybe not necessarily off season.
Well, there already was a
if we're
Fortnite
talking
Festival tournament, right? I think MD Curtis won it, of course, but I don't know exactly how it went. I didn't really see it, but
I don't know about this.
How did this even work? Because I'm thinking, again, if you're grinding out a score placement, that's different than a 1v1 tournament. Yeah. And hey, we need some 1v1.
We need 1v1. That's where the stakes are at the highest, because when you're playing in real time versus somebody else, and you see how well you're doing, that could fuck up the way that your mojo's going.
And the fact you have one shot,
and vice versa. Somebody could be totally in their mojo and fuck up, and they could still be doing just fine. They could have the most shot mentality ever, stone cold, just
imagine
fucking thugging it out. One thing that comes to mind is Darkly versus Randy in the original CSC Invitational. Randy, Darkly the whole time, nervous as fuck. They were FCing, and were supposedly first place the whole time. Or, how'd it go? Randy missed early on, right? It was something like that. I don't know.
Randy missed early on, but
Kai
missed a phrase.
Yeah. Or overlapped, or accidentally overlapped.
Yeah.
But
and then Randy got the fucking god activation.
Yeah, and during the quads and acid rain.
Yeah.
But he was saying the whole time, I felt fine the whole time. I was just playing the game. And then Kai was just shaking and very nervous the whole time. And then, that's the thing. Players are going to be different every single time in a live 1v1 environment.
I mean, dude, different. I'm sure I'm pretty sure Fingerquick was nervous too, even though he's fucking Fingerquick, because you're playing on a main stage in front of all these people on an HD TV where you tried to calibrate
with input
the lag
on a fucking 65-inch TV at your feet.
We need CRTs. They need we asked too late. I think if we had asked much earlier on, they could have arranged
not even like a
CRT.
I think it would just need to be a nice monitor, a nice 1 millisecond
because
monitor.
They gave us
setup.
good monitors for everything but the main
But then
stage.
for some reason at the finals it was a TCL TV.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what happened there. That there's some up there. But
they didn't know.
It could have been. It could have been worse. I'm just saying it could have been
much worse. Yeah. But they didn't know. We asked way too late, and Hitch was like, "Oh man, we've got them all on lock for Smash. We can't."
Going back to competition. I see that. I see that tweet. Man, there's some real demon time going on.
Guitar Hero 2 is having its time in the sun once again.
Nearly 20 years, almost 20 years after the game came out.
Little context, I'm deep into the squeezing community, folks. If you guys weren't aware of me, I've played through all the Guitar Hero games, all the Rock Band games, with good overdrive, good star power paths, trying for the highest scores. I'm deeply ingrained in this squeezing community, so there's a small Discord server that I'm in full of people who also are in the squeezing community. J Prez is in there. Evil Apple is not in there because he's kind of a newer addition to this whole Guitar Hero 2 thing, but we're trying to get him in there. But there is a fierce battle between Evil Apple 567, a real OG player who recently came back, and J Prez. They've both been playing Guitar Hero 2. Evil Apple has been playing a lot more Guitar Hero 2 than J Prez. J Prez went through the game really like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I forget.
Yeah,
but he's kind of dominated
2 or
that
3
game.
years ago. Yeah,
he dominated that game at one point, and now Evil Apple's come to destroy all of his scores because he's a very talented player, and it must have brought J Prez back into the game, and so there's a screenshot here that Nuno tweeted. 5 hours ago, Evil Apple posts a video. Shot at the Devil score 212,642, first place. 4 hours later, J Prez posts a video. Shot at the Devil, first place, with a score that's just under 100 points higher than Evil Apple. They're going after the exact same song. I don't think they're even in contact with each other for this.
No, they're
I don't
not.
think they're talking because J Prez is in the server.
Well,
Evil
this
Apple's
is
not.
this is how they communicate.
Yeah,
Pretty
they
much,
communicate
yeah.
through their fucking scores. Like, they see
Yeah.
what somebody's
Bro,
posting on
okay,
Score Hero. Like, oh, they're going for that? Okay. And then in
So-
the comment sections, like, they have extra details about, oh, I missed here, or I dropped the sustain, which is what Evil Apple did, by the way. That's why J Prez was able to
Yeah.
take the score so quickly, because Evil Apple accidentally drops the sustain in the blue-orange trills in the solo Shot at the Devil. So,
J Press saw that and was just like, "This is the guy that's taking my supposedly going to take my first overall on Guitar Hero 2. The years that I worked for my first overall on Score Hero,
ain't going to take
is
that
it
plane down.
a dropped sustain in the solo is going to be
That's
what
free.
takes over." And then
That's free
so
real
I think what's happening right now is there's some competition being settled in the booth. No Twitter fingers. No Twitter fingers, no hateful DMs to each other. It's being settled in the booth. In the
That's right.
arena.
Love it.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
it.
Which I
you
love to
wanna
fucking
see it.
see that. And I think
Yeah, it
that's
looks like Guitar
friendlier
Hero 2
than
is like the game now.
any sort of Twitter fingers ever. People just
Yeah.
want to see what the fuck is going to actually drop. And
Which they
we're
do.
seeing some drops right now, man. And
Some heavy drops.
yeah, and so Guitar Hero 2 is going to see I don't, if J Prez actually decides to come back and try and do this, man,
He's easily capable of it.
he's very capable of it. And
It's
that
just
tweet
that,
right there is evident that he's more than
It's
capable,
proof.
more than capable of doing that. But hey, it's all
Because
up to him.
up until now, J Prez has been playing at, unbeknownst to him, a handicap because he hasn't been using the new tech that's kind of been not discovered. It's been known about forever, but popularized. In fact, I'm going to take this segment of the podcast to go deep into EHW, Extended Hit Window. This is Advanced Scoring Strategies, episode number 1 with a wise moose on the Lore Hero podcast. So, when you hit a note in Guitar Hero, you have 100 milliseconds, approximately. It varies by engine. 100 milliseconds before the note crosses the strike line, and 100 milliseconds after it crosses the strike line, right? So you have approximately 200 milliseconds to hit a note. However, you can extend this hit window, hence EHW, Extended Hit Window Squeezing, by strumming the note before you actually fret the note. So there's a built-in mechanic in these games that it's like a little window of leniency where you can actually hit a note after you strum it. I believe it's 34 milliseconds, which is approximately 2 frames. So you can essentially extend the hit window by 2 frames. So instead of it being a 200 millisecond window, it's a 234 millisecond window. 2 frames is everything in these squeezing competitions like this because every frame matters. If you can get 1 extra frame, that means you could potentially get up to, if you hit a triple note chord, 600 extra points from 1 extra frame.
That's crazy.
It makes a huge difference. So anything you can do to extend the hit window is massive and it absolutely required.
Now,
Not even just that.
This is the
You can
type
also get
of,
more points on ticks as well. Sustained
This is
points.
the type of timing window abuse that I'm down with. This is the type.
Yeah,
this
this
is
shit's
very
awesome.
much the type of timing window abuse that I'm down with. Not the
Not the leg shit.
not the lag shit. Which is an older tech, but it checks out. There was an
It was
old
never
tech.
really adopted by the community at large. It was really used by a couple people. It was discovered, I believe, by Tanner Nyland, the Tan Man, as you may know him. In Guitar Hero 2 and Guitar Hero 80s, same engine, basically the same game. You can change the calibration mid-song without having to restart. You can do it on Guitar Hero 3 and all the ones past that, but it forces you to restart the song if you change your calibration and want to keep that calibration. So what you can actually do in Guitar Hero 2 is right before you're about to activate, you can pause the song and then calibrate your shit to like 250 milliseconds or whatever the max is in that game. So you're hitting notes really fucking late then, like way past the strike line. So you can activate really fucking late, and then once you're getting towards the end of the activation, right before star power's about to run out, you pause again, reset your calibration to 0, so you're hitting notes on time again. So in effect, you just gained an extra 250 milliseconds to your activation. So like that's an extra potentially.
It made like what was it, like triple squeezes and quadruple squeezes actually possible?
Easily possible, easily doable,
and technically real, like technically RTA. But that was the problem with it, is that it was technically RTA. You're still pausing in the song and able to do it. But, like Jake said, it wasn't fully adopted by the community at large, only used by when Smokey Prog
by a small
came back
handful
for a little
of people.
bit.
Smokey Prog used it too, yeah.
Smokey Prog and Tan Man were like the only people that I saw that were using it on multiple songs. But whereas Extended Hit Window is all done without pausing, and it actually requires a very specific type of input combination.
Yeah, that is definitely a skill check right there. That is a skill you can learn, and even if you're not doing it intentionally, you can do it completely unintentionally. In fact, we all do. I guarantee you. If you played on an engine that did not have this mechanic where it allows you to fret before you strum the note, if you played on an engine like that, you will miss more notes than you think you should be missing because you do this unintentionally. It just happens, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you're playing even just a simple pattern, like I don't know, Dream On, where you're doing dun, 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 dun. If you're fretting like this and you're trying to strum and fret on the same frame ish, around the same time, invariably you're gonna strum before you fret at least once or twice. And if you have an engine that has zero slop, you're gonna miss that note and it's gonna feel like bullshit because it's actually a good mechanic. And UCOG Monkey, back in 2009 or 2008 or whenever, when he was really dominating the Guitar Hero 3 leaderboards, this was a strat that he used semi-unintentionally. This is why he was so dominant for Guitar Hero 3 on Score Hero. It's because that was just the natural way of squeezing for him.
Want to see a really good example of extended hit window? It's right here.
Shit froze.
It is a really good example of it.
What is this?
It's a video
3.
from Abby called "Welcome to Guitar Hero 3." Check this out.
Shit, what are you doing?
That's extended hit window right there.
What the fuck is he doing?
Oh my god!
Yeah, so in the video he's playing Bulls on Parade in the chorus. It's the red-blue chords he's hitting by fretting red-orange and then swapping the orange off to blue within like a frame or two. That's what EHW is. That is the extended hit window that I'm referring to.
And that's what they're doing in real time on Guitar Hero 2, a much smaller timing window, in order to get these squeezes. The thing is, Guitar Hero 2 is funky with it. Guitar Hero 3 is a much looser engine, but there's more specifics to it. But that's a really good example of extended hit window, right there.
Yeah, it is.
Gnarly.
There's actually kind of a weird glitch when it comes to using this in Guitar Hero 2, where you can hold down, like how Abby's doing it here, where he's forming. That's what it's called. Strum before forming or something like that. Forming is when you hit the notes, the frets with your fingers. So he's forming a red-orange chord, but he's hitting the red-blue chord because he's switching off real quick. In Guitar Hero 2, you could keep holding down that orange and it will just be working just fine. Yeah. So you could like Alec had a stream where he was playing around with that on Guitar Hero 2 Deluxe. I think the one example that I saw was You Really Got Me. You're playing like the intro to You Really Got Me, just holding down the orange button the entire time pretty much, using this EHW method to hit all the lower notes because it seems to be like it just ignores any higher inputs. Somehow.
Yeah. Which was probably like
really gross.
It was like left over from being able to play on controller, because you actually can.
Yeah,
if you
can do
play
it
on
natively.
you can hold down a higher note as long as it's hit or not hit. Doesn't matter as long as it's being held. You can hit lower notes if you're just holding down the higher note.
I didn't know that.
But they ended up
on
fixing.
DualShock, yeah.
They ended up fixing it in Rock Band 3 at some point. I don't know, but they did, and it works in Rock Band 1, 2, Beatles, and Green Day. We tried this on stream. I just thought it was stupid as fuck. And I was like,
yeah,
what?
So it's just the harmonics engines, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing from the harmonics
and
engines.
I will say on Beatles and Green Day, I think the frames are a lot less, actually. It might be a smaller millisecond timing to be able to do it, but you could still do it on Green Day and Beatles. But Rock Band 3 and Rock Band 4, nope. No. I mean,
Actually,
technically in
this is a good way
Fortnite Festival, you actually can hold down a higher note as long as it's hit, and then hit the lower notes if you want to.
Much like DualShock, yeah.
Much like the DualShock. So if there was an instrument mode in Festival right now, I would try it out. Maybe it would be.
Yeah, fuck it. Maybe it'll work.
Be a thing.
That'd
maybe
be
in
cool.
the beta.
Be kinda funny.
Hey, Harmonix, if you're listening, make sure that's not
Please.
a thing. All right.
Yeah. I have a perfect way to tie this all back to what we first discussed with our Guitar Hero 3 prototype. The Guitar Hero 3 prototype has the same feature of EHW where you can strum before forming, except the value is different than the launch retail Guitar Hero 3. There's actually, you can hit 3 frames instead of just 2 with this EHW. The value is slightly different. Yeah,
I mean, the input system is it's a technically different engine.
It's a different engine.
I guess so, yeah.
It is a different engine. Theoretically, it's definitely a different engine because I don't know if you've noticed this, Alec, when you're playing, but I've noticed it especially on 1's Fast Solo A, which is all downward
Ascending.
triplets instead of ascending. Yeah. If you miss, you can't get back on. Like, it's hard.
It's pretty fucking hard to go back.
Elbow strumming, like if you elbow strum again, for whatever reason for me, it wasn't hitting.
Yeah, it was already hard
wasn't
enough.
working. I couldn't get back on.
It was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie.
It's already hard enough in
the
the final build to get back in the Fast Solo A, but like...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But, like, it felt especially hard in this. Like, it felt like, okay, I'm going to hold down this button, I'm going to elbow strum to get right back on. Nope. Kind of like in the later Neversoft games, like Guitar Hero Van Halen is especially.
Yeah, they're very much like that. Like you gotta spam strum if you want to get back in the shit in those games.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why that is, but that was the case for that Van Halen game as well as this Guitar Hero 3 prototype. I don't understand why. It doesn't feel that bad in the retail Guitar Hero 3 though.
Mm-hmm.
But
very interesting.
That's so bizarre.
yeah. Thus concludes Brain Rot Engine Explanations by Moose, Episode 1. Episode 2 coming next week.
Heck yeah.
Which is also towards the end of episode 20 of Lore Hero.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching the fire episode. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yo, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Looking
Catch you
forward
next
to the
week,
future,
episode
man.
21.
21! We're legal! Woo!
We're drinking
almost
water.
We can't drink
next
yet.
drink.
We'll drink next week.
Episode
Next week.
stream.
We're all
Drink some
gonna
water.
come to the podcast blitz. We're all gonna be drinking alcoholic beverages and not water. Water's bad for you, actually. Don't drink.
Yeah,
water.
water's
What the
terrible
fuck?
for you. Don't drink